NFL is on EA Sports, and we're at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. Just a short time ago, the Buccaneers emerging from their tunnel to the roar of this frenzied crowd here in the Sunshine State. And we're in the big ship, and fittingly, everyone here ready to do battle as Tampa Bay gets ready to match up with the Dallas Cowboys. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And with the play clock at 5, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
He's got exactly what you're looking for. The ability to not just diagnose a play and quickly, but to make a play as well. Nice job there tackling him for a loss.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. The give is to Elliott. And he'll get this one up to the 26. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Throwing, Prescott. They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Levante David. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. That's kind of a double whammy. I mean, the interception on the opening drive, that's one thing, but to give him this field position, that's another. Absolutely perfect start for this defense. They take the ball away on the opening possession. They know that their offense will get the ball to start the second half. They line them up in field goal position, and to me, they got a chance for a touchdown right here out of the gate. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted. Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. Now Brady on the bootleg. Wide open, Gronkowski. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Buccaneers on just 2 plays have taken the lead.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Ryan Suckup on for the point after. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead. Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. This is Tony Pollard. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And following the
for questioning and their persons of interest, bro. They're interested in what they got to say. The dude who they saying was been on the run with that Cornelius or whatever.
So that'll back him up fine.
Supposedly, I just need to use a regular protection because you got to think once he goes missing, 2 new people are gone. Think about it like that, bro. And then if they do bring him and say that he was captured.
My fault, fellas, my fault.
They need 15 yards in this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. After the penalty, it's Elliott. And he's able to get out to the 32, right down there. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. That was huge after being behind the chains on first down to make this second very manageable.
Yeah, how much pride do you have in an offense on first down to get that kind of yardage? Because it actually opens up your playbook on second down. You can run it, you can throw it, you keep a defense off balance. I like that phrase, stand ahead of the chains, and they're doing exactly that.
And at the 42-yard line here, brought down there.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
And he is going to lose yardage here.
I can keep my head and just hold it down. You know what I'm saying? Just be quiet. It's going to make him look good too. Now, this is allegedly. Now, I don't know if this boy did this. Now, I'm just saying how I feel. I'm saying it's just my opinion on the situation. But yeah, this going to make him look like a solid dude.
Results there.
He's going to break from all his charges and shit. And we're going to break you off. You know, a lot of people be paying people big lump sums if you hold it down as well. They got to pay for the people. You know, tell that shit too. They going to rock with you. They going to see some big bread also. You know, they going to want to do business with you again. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to get something to do. But I ain't got
Now they
to say
continue
about
to set
it.
control after the...
Look, I'll holler at y'all a little bit later on the video. Make sure you like it.
We'll try to throw that. Prescott.
I'll holler at y'all a little bit later on the video. Now, I appreciate y'all.
Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Prescott. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Woodhead. And the Bucs possession here. 37-yard line. The first quarter.
But understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game, because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
The girl sent it to me, told me she got a story to tell about a time when she
So after the INT, it's Brady on the move to his left. And he'll let one go deep for Howard. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I think that's how this defense is going to need to play these tight ends. Again, get right up on them and stay physical. And that paid off on that play, helping force that incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10. A handoff, Fournette running left. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 31.
That's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there, about to break a big one.
Okay, look. So you moved to Atlanta, but again, like if y'all know,
they'll try and run forward with Fournette.
What do you think? Might have been from that territory. They didn't pick it up, but
apartment hunt, all of that stuff. So I'm staying in that Airbnb temporarily before moving to my permanent home. Boom. So y'all, this is what happened, right? So I get to the I'm in Airbnb, so if y'all do my lives frequently, y'all know, like y'all will know. So I need y'all to stand behind a bitch in a comment and let these motherfuckers know that on multiple occasions, on multiple of my lives, I'm like, yo, like, do y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that? Like, is it just me? And there's people on the line, like, maybe it's the water heater, maybe it's the freezer, maybe it's the heat, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. So,
Buccaneers touchdown. Tom Brady with 2 first-quarter touchdown passes. And the Buccaneers lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the Delegate. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow it?
I'm very, I have OCD, right? So if I leave something somewhere, I know where I left it, I expect it to be there. On multiple occasions, I will leave certain things. This is just backstory before I tell y'all what happened. So shut up, I know I talk too much. If you don't like it, get the fuck away. So again, on multiple occasions, I would leave certain things somewhere, and then if I was to leave the house or leave for a couple of days or whatever, I would come back and those things that I left in that specific place would have
enjoy a quick 13-0 first quarter lead. 14-0 to score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Need to pause after this kick.
Opinion now to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
I'm not good. I am not good to eat. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. A handoff left, Elliott. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 46 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A give to Elliott running left. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Now it's 2nd and 9. Now Prescott. And for the 3rd time here, Junior. And the Buccaneers will have...
So many different ways. In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. Rolling to his right. This is caught by Evans. And he'll be out of bounds.
You got this.
They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. They'll give Fournette another crack. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Leonard Fournette. Fine work there on the touchdown run. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. Suck up for the extra point. And it is now 21-0. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This one will come out to the 25 as Pollard is going to elect not to return it. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Second and 6, just inside the 30. Prescott now. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Shaquille Barrett. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Prescott to throw it. And that is incomplete.
2 things you can do in that situation: run and punt the football, or try and take your shot at getting the first down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. Flush to his right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Well, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Fakes the give to Fournette. Now Brady. That's complete to Tyler Johnson. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Brady now on first down. They'll roll him out right. And he'll just get rid of it.
So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. To throw, it's Brady. The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Play action. Now it's Brady. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. A touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Final play of the half. Prescott letting one fly deep for Cooper. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break.
Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. The first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, That could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they established that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Leonard Fournette. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Now a play fake. Brady. And this one caught by Cameron Brate. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Man coverage on the left side, so I really like the design of this play because they opened up the field and brought their tight end the other way on a crossing route. That's a lot of ground to cover if you're a defender. I've been there before, unable to stay with his man there.
Fournette, a 1st down carry. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. On play action, it's Brady. He finds his target. It's Evans. And some room to run now. And just shutting him off there. Touchdown. Mike Evans. 51 yards. And
damn that last game was fucked up. I was doing too much. Really want to concentrate on the game. So we're gonna try one more time.
My most viewed videos, and I couldn't help but notice that one of my most viewed is the last passing tips video that I put out. So obviously there's a need for it. So I'm going to make a brand new video. I'm going to give you guys 10 cheats, tips, and tricks for being a better passer in Madden 22. As always, if you guys want to see more videos like this, hit the like button, let me know in the comment section. Other than that, let's get right into the video. Now, the first thing to go over, probably the most important thing, is protection calls. If you don't have adequate pass protection, it can affect your passing game in a multitude of ways, whether it's getting sacked, affecting the timing of throws, or just pressure from a defender causing accuracy issues. Some of the better ways to do that, some of the more common ways to do that, are by pass blocking your running back. This is probably the most effective. A lot of times you can pass block your tight ends, but ultimately tight ends are not as good at pass blockers. They don't pick up blitzes as well as running backs do. Running backs are not perfect by any means, but if you want to put your running back on a pass block, all you have to do is select them and then typically hot route them to a pass block, which you can see right here is the right trigger or the
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the heart of Texas and the very wonderful AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Obviously, they do everything big here in Dallas, and the introduction of the Cowboys, no exception. They're set for football in Big D, as their guys will do battle with the Buffalo Bills.
If you forget to do your pre-snap, you can always do a post-snap as well by hitting the right trigger once the play starts. This will essentially short any players and basically put the one back right in the pass block now.
They met in back-to-back Super Bowls in the 90s, and they're together again. The Cowboys and Bills are underway. Returning it, Isaiah McKenzie.
Now,
and they'll get him down inside the 30 to 27.
Find yourself facing an elite pass rusher like an Aaron Donald or a Khalil Mack or a J.J. Watt. Sometimes you have to take it a step further and initiate a double team. Now, to do this, you simply have to bring up your protection once again by hitting the LB button or the L1 button on PlayStation. Then hit down on the right stick, and that'll bring up your double team menu option, where essentially you just have to pick which defender you want to double team. Doing this will essentially have two offensive linemen dedicated to that specific player anytime you do that, and it's always going to give you a better opportunity to pass block that particular player. So now that we have our protection figured out,
on play action, Allen.
Still need to worry about setting our feet before
he'll get this out wide to Singletary. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Like this.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out in the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it. It really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Allen's throw here taken in by Knox. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
The deeper the pass, the more important it is to make sure that you're setting your feet before you throw. Not every quarterback in this game has an elite arm, so it's important to make sure that when you're throwing, not to drop out.
Looking to throw again on second down. Allen flushed out right. Bears it out toward the corner of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. They may have thrown the interception, obviously less than ideal, but I think they also sent a message that they're going to push the ball downfield in this one.
Yeah, not afraid to take their shots right away, huh? What was that, like a 9-9-9 route? 9 meaning go? Just went ahead and went for it. Didn't work out so well because it certainly appeared the defense was prepared. But I'm with you. Okay, so it didn't work this time. Doesn't mean we won't try it again later.
Now, I'm not spending a lot of time on that because I actually dedicated an entire video on how to read the defense. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll have a link in the description below. It's very important to try to figure out what the strengths and weaknesses are of the defense you're facing on every single play. Now, obviously, taking a sack is better than throwing a bad pass and throwing an interception, but there's other ways to handle it.
There's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he stopped immediately there.
He would throw the ball
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
This is probably the most important tip when it comes to completing passes against man or zone. You have to pretty much augment the pass on every single down to be successful. There's times where receivers will or won't be open based whether or not you augmented the pass properly. Now, the easiest one to do is probably a bullet pass. This is probably one that people do the most.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here.
All right, we got to tighten up, goddammit. What the fuck?
No gain. Here's 2nd and 10.
This is also something that if you're throwing in between zones, a lot of times you're going to have to basically
give to Elliott.
So that you can get
They'll take this early up to about the 7. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Man coverage deep. Anytime that you have man coverage or zone coverage and there's nothing over the top, you're going to want to lob a pass. Lots of times when you try to bullet pass against man coverage, it typically ends in an interception, as you can see right here. Where if I would have lobbed that pass, I would have had an opportunity to basically catch and run and try to out-sprint the defensive player. So the bullet pass, you're going to want to hold the receiver and not come down. The lob pass, you're just going to
man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
Should do on just about every single play. This play wouldn't even be open if it wasn't for the pass lead and the lob pass. The pass lead, I'm basically moving away from the cover 2 safety to the sideline, which is something that you have to do on pretty much every play. If you don't pass lead to the sideline,
Elliott a first down and more. He's at the 50. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. It's a big play there on 4th down. That's sort of a prime example, is it not, of selling out defensively on 4th and short?
It certainly is, because what you're doing defensively is saying you're going to stop them right there at the line of scrimmage or make a play on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Instead, they get just enough of a hole chopped, and you're thin on the 2nd and 3rd levels, then you become a chaser instead of a tackler.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers put their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
On 2nd and 12, Prescott. He'll fire deep downfield from Lamb. Tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Poyer.
The second that the ball hits the receiver. By doing this, you both protect
and he'll take this all the way down inside the 40. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you hit a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet, open space. Not a skill most of them possess. That allows for extra yardage on the return.
Now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Meanwhile, Allen's throw here pulled in by Beasley.
Head over to my Patreon and join my team. Great exclusive content and ebooks and bonus plays as well as early access to my bids and more. Link in the description below.
A play fake to Singletary, and now it's Allen. He'll go right back to Beasley. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to make it 4th down. No score after 1 on EA Sports.
Check the mic and make sure it sounds right.
They'll say no to the 46-yard field goal try. They're going to go for it. Here's Allen. And Beasley with it over the middle. And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. Allen to throw once more. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll make this a second down.
What's the man doing?
Nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And in that yardage game, they can run that plan any down.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. Escaping the pressure right. And he is out of bounds here. Give him 9 on the scramble there, and it'll leave him with a second and just a couple of inches.
And that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable second and short.
It's important to me. I know nobody cares what I wear, but I've been wearing like regular t-shirts forever, and I don't wear it like I'm a hoodie guy. So to be able to wear hoodies on my videos, I just feel that much more comfortable otherwise. Which is probably why I'm talking about it.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. Zach Moss. Excellent work there to get in on the touchdown run. As his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon.
A lot of you guys probably see me.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0.
All the pros are running this particular formation. We're going to
after the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
Even 6-1, like I said, I've been on this since last year. I ran this blitz a million times. The blitz on the show guys today.
Pollard elects to keep it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
When I switched defensive books this year, it was important for me that whatever book I chose, pocket 4-3 in it, and I didn't know.
Can we still do it? I need to warm up, man. Can't be going in the league games like this.
First time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like.
You can't stop the run for real, for real. You get hit in the panic button.
Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
It's not a great defense. I just liked how it essentially covered mid-range really well. But I started messing around with the coverage that I saw a lot of pros using. Cover 2 is a lot better this year. So I started running cover 2, and obviously you can see there's a huge difference
from the gun.
I love cover 2. This year cover 2 is
wow, man.
A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Especially the I have a breakdown of these 2 plays. I'll have links in the description for essentially the rest of the scheme. If you guys want to see more out of this scheme.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means he'll need to come up with something here on third down. Looking to throw. Prescott.
On the defensive side, we're going to go 3 different levels here.
And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. Able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big play that time through the air. 39 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10. Here's Elliott.
Why am I making these crazy moves? Unnecessary.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no comeback angle. You know he was trying to
overthinking it.
No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game.
There's multiple ways to win. So I'm going to show you the way that I've been doing it up to a year. It might be a little bit of a longer setup, but to me it's a little bit more consistent when it comes to run plays especially, because there's not as much gaps. But it's a
remind you in just a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Orlando, and our good friend Jonathan Coachman. Coach will run through some of the numbers and the next-gen stats of this first half of football so far. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 45 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Well, he's broken out some big-time runs here this first half.
And let's just face it, when you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running.
Oh, my goodness, he's fucking up.
Met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles, really in the second quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. Might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
The fact that I'm hard flying, the fact that these safeties,
they'll try to throw now. Prescott.
It's going to make it to the point where they get involved in early routes.
Wide open, Amari Cooper. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
He did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school.
That's something that I feel that my set of gives that maybe the play set didn't necessarily give. So first we'll do it with a play action running which will be the PA crosser.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
Although I already kind of messed it up. But we got right there, like I said, we're just going to basically pinch the defensive line and slant them out, but we're just going to blitz all and guess pass.
They'll try again with Elliott.
So it's a really quick set. It's really not that long.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Is going to be quickest from this defensive.
Prescott on 3rd and goal.
Because the play action is basically going to take it.
Looking in zone, but it's incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Which is something I put out in the previous.
Zerline's kick is up and through. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5. Ultimately, they settle for just the field goal.
I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart play.
So we're going to pick that play again. Now I'm going to pick a play where I have at least a running back blocking with no play action at all. No play action, but right inside the box. So we're going to have a 6-on-6 now. As you can see, that's my setup. I mean, that's how quick it takes me to do it.
Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And you wonder if with Allen's arm, they might just take their chances by dialing up a long one. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Both teams making their final preparations for the second half of action. So with that, let's get you back out to Arlington, where we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
And we welcome you back now alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn getting set for quarter number 3 here. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the 3rd quarter.
Is you do have to basically come down to this gap, and like I said, I don't have to engage, but I basically just have to hold that spot for long enough for a blocker to notice me. So we're going to do that again. Like I said, really easy setup. Like I said, most important part is definitely guessing blitz.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. And what's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
53 yards rushing for him now to this point. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Elliott. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Now, one of the things I like about my set that I think I'm not sure if we can do this on the pro setup, but you can actually shoot a lot of gas when it comes to one place. So let's go ahead and let's pick that play one more time. We're going to go ahead, we're just going to go, I guess we'll just go to an inside zone, because that's probably the most common. So we'll pick that. So really easy setup, at least for me. I know a lot of people are probably going to struggle with this stuff, but you can shoot gaps with this, which is basically
over the middle complete. That's Schultz. And he will have a Cowboys first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw it, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Especially popular run plays like the inside zone. So, like I said, that's pretty much my setups and how I've been using it. I'm going to show you guys the pro setup because, like I said, that's something that, you know, that's kind of the purpose of me doing this video in the first place, because I know
line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
So my understanding of how the pro players are doing this is they're basically
from the shotgun again to Elliott. Defensively, Harrison Phillips there to stop him. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. There's Prescott.
Pretty much the same. That's the only defensive line shift.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, but I believe a Cowboy was there to get it. He was, and Dallas will maintain possession. Fortunate to get that football back, as trailing here in the second half. Last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points, but the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down.
And the blitz got picked up. So like I said, that's not my setup. Maybe there's a step that I didn't necessarily get, but ultimately you can see how.
Now Prescott.
Like I said, this is something that I've been running a different way for very long time.
Nowhere to go.
Man, get the fuck out of here.
Anything like that, but I'm just showing you how I saw the running from
we talk a lot about setting the tone to start the game. Well, you want to start the tone right in the 3rd quarter as well, and nearly lost a football there in their first drive.
And sometimes we overdo it when we talk about halftime adjustments and what teams are going to do. Most of the time, it's just a matter of executing the game plan you brought in. But I'll guarantee you, they didn't draw that play up on the whiteboard at halftime. They're fortunate to retain possession.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
Hit the like one in the comment section. I'll make sure to go out.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Allen's throw taken in by Diggs. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
Finds a seam inside the 40, and finally brought down at the 38.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Allen going to give this one to Singletary, and he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they can actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Allen going to get this one to Singletary. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
For the cheapest, fastest, most reliable.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 32. They'll try to run for this with Singletary. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches.
Play that, in my opinion, is one of the best base defenses for run or pass. The formation itself is the 3-4 odd, and the play that I'm going to show you guys today, there's a couple plays. I put out a full scheme from this formation not too long ago, so I have a link in the description if you guys want to see that. If you guys
Sean McDermott didn't hesitate. They'll go for it on fourth. Allen taking it himself. And he'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the first. Probably helps your confidence level on those fourth down sneaks to have a quarterback as tall as he is.
Yeah, you're talking about being able to extend at the end and make sure the ball gets to the first down marker. But also, he has to be able to drop his hips and get down behind that offensive line in order to move forward. Because if he just runs it straight up and down, you and I both know that they'll snap it backwards. Well done there, well executed.
On the tackle, it's Randy Gregory.
Just naturally
the last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
I'll just show you guys what these safeties typically do. He made some moves there, got more yards to go, and put him on.
They'll run out of the gun with Singletary. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down.
Typically, these safeties will run down the field, run. As you see, he's the first one there to make a play, even though he kind of shoot a little bit. He meets him 2 yards past the last one.
From the gun, it's Allen.
Set up,
eluding the pressure right. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee. And that means 4th down. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
Show blitz. That's white triangle, right on the left stick, then white triangle, left on the left stick. So that's basically going to bring up my alignment like this. The next step I'm going to do is I'm going to basically pinch my
Allen now on the sneak, and he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. Prior to that, they were 2 for 2 on 4th down conversions in this ballgame. Now 3 for 3.
And you've got to figure that luck's got to run out at some point, doesn't it? I will just tell you from a defense's point of view, someone has to step forward on 4th down and make a play himself because they're just letting it happen to him right now.
This is basically
on play action, Allen throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. A wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. 6 yards left on 2nd down.
Now the last step,
Singletary here running out of the gun. And here he'll get it down to the 7. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Devin Singletary taking it in from 7 yards away.
That shit didn't work.
Will extend their lead.
Amazing amount of run defense right through the middle there. If you guys didn't catch that video with the run conversion I'm talking
extra
about,
point by Bass, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
This time we're going to purposely pick a pass back. We're just going to pick
after the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
I'm going to run commit. I'm also going to do the hard flats. So, like I said, we're ranking it.
This one will come out to the 25 as Pollard is going to elect not to return it.
It's not running it, which is, like I said, it's a glitch. Based off the fact, it's a glitch based off the fact that you don't.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Here's Prescott.
This is something that you can do. If you want the same similar
complete Pollard, and he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
So, like I said, this is something that they're going to get back in the run. See, we're showing everything
to throw Prescott.
Do this a couple times. just to show you guys how it's
Toward the sideline,
you can see
and
here
look at
too,
that
he's
catch,
outside
dragging the toes,
They're all
and it's
running
going to be a
through
first down.
So
Well
they're
done.
essentially going to, if it's a run, because like I said, this is a blitz that will essentially work. If it's a run play, they will shoot right in. They will take away any outside runs.
Now
So I have real
Prescott.
more inside lanes. The cornerback's going to take care of the outside.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Teron Johnson able to pick it.
So, you know, if you're playing somebody and they're running the ball like crazy, this is
And he is going to score. It's a pick six and a Bills.
Nothing's going to get outside. I'm waiting for an outside run. I'm going to have to pick that. But it doesn't really matter because they're so far outside of the blockers, they're just going to come in. This guy, now he's not even getting the time to hand the ball off. So you can see how good of a run defense this is. And we're going to give ourselves a few challenges. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick that one more time. We're going to go goal line here because that's one of the, you know, obviously somebody gets down to the 1 yard line or something like that. A lot of times they're hitting it with the quarterback sneak. A lot of times they're hitting it with the fullback dive. So we're going to test our defense against both of those. So here we go. One more time. Like I said, the pinch is where it's at. Like I said, that's really what's going to make this happen. And then I'm just going to basically run commit, and I'm going to watch these guys work. You can see, I mean, he's not getting much. He might get that you know, half a yard he needs. But you can see this is about as good as it gets. So let's do that one more time. Like I said, we can basically, if you really want to kick up a notch, we can bring this guy right down to the box here. And that's basically, as you can see, he's just getting shedded. Like I said, we're taking away all these gaps. Like I said, if we expect a QB sneak, we can blitz all, and you're going to want to come down this gap. So this is something that, I mean, no matter where he goes, you can see right there, we actually kind of forced fumble. But you can see this is going to be one of the best defenses for goal line situations. Well, we'll do that again. So we're gonna bring this guy down into this gap. If you do this a lot of times, you know, you can see that the DT really takes over. I can't imagine he's getting this first down. This is a really good short yardage defense. And then same deal with the fullback dive. So we'll pick that. So we'll do it again. We're going to go on the wrong side here. We're not going to even bother. Like I said, we're only going to come in the same gap with QB sneak. You can see the fullback's still getting shut down. We'll go ahead and we'll do that one more time. We're going to go random this time on offense. And like I said, we're guessing test. So, you know, we hard flat. You don't have to hard flat, though. You can always do over the top coverage or whatever. You can leave it as is. The hard flat, I feel like, is one of the better ways to go. And I don't know what happened there. I mean, he looked like he's trying to beat me with a fade or something. But you can see the important part, the real reason I'm doing this is you can see I ran commit and the team did not run commit because it was a pass play. So just keep that in mind. This is something that only works on next-gen consoles. But you can see how he did not, the team didn't run commit there even though I ran commit. So we'll go and we'll do that one more time. Like I said, I'm just going to keep doing run commit, hard flats, because this is the full run defense setup. You can see we get that run. Boom, everybody's just shooting in. I mean, it's just, like I said, lights out run defense. One of the best run defenses. I'm doing this a couple times more just to make sure that everybody sees that if it's a pass play that the run committee will not take. Because I know a lot of people will be down and run play. Like I said, we're just getting stuffs in the backfield. Nobody's going to run against this defense. So I'm going to end the video there. If you guys want to see more plays out of this, more plays out of defense, more plays out of this particular defense, the Dolphins, hit like in the comment section. Or you guys can check out my ebook link in the description below. Other than that, thanks for watching. All these routes, really, the Y routes, the X route, or the A route, they'll all have success because they're all basically mandate routes. You just have to throw them on timing, basically once they break or once they get outside. Now, as far as other coverages, like coverage,
we gotta get a dub.
if you put
God
the
damn
X
it.
route and the A route
Fucking up.
flats, typically, either they'll get open or the X route will get open in between the coverage zones. So I could also put the Y route on a streak if I'm going against cover 2. I'm going to do that one more time. Like I said, this will have success as well. It's going to be best if I do this. I mean, it'll have success, but I can have even more success if I focus on one side.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the heart of Texas and the very wonderful AT&T Stadium in Arlington. A moment ago, here was the scene with the Cowboys emerging from their tunnel. It was loud. It's still loud. We're ready for football as the Cowboys get set to match up with the Carolina Panthers. Greg Zuerlein now. He'll handle the honors to get us started. And we are underway from AT&T Stadium. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
You never really throw to the Y route. It's really straight between crossing A and the X route. It's going to put those up. We've seen that yet. But ultimately, this is just going to be, like I said, reacting more to the outside routes. Just take the check down, catch and run. It's really that simple. Next up, we have the halfback stretch. I'll go random on defense. But you can really run to either side. I would just say typically you want to take it to whatever side has a little bit of a block again.
On first down, it's Darnold. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down. So Charles, first drive here, little safe completion underneath, maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back and he's able to run with the ball, but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early.
Maybe kind of like this where you have
the top spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold.
He
rifles one that's going to be intercepted. Picked off here to 34. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. It was 3rd down. Defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They counted it.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to run back on happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. On the return, here comes Amir Abdullah. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Panthers out there ready to begin their next drive. Fresh off the pick 6, it's Darnold. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And he's brought down after a very nice game.
And it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Fake to McCaffrey. Now Darnold. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. Touchdown, Carolina! I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards and just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play.
Definitely going to be the best as far as how much you can pick up on the play.
So we'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away.
You just basically go from front to back. If the running back's there, which will typically be, you just take him. If he's not there,
and this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
And essentially, one player will be open no matter what the zone coverage is pretty much every time. I would go Tampa 2, pretty much the same setup. I probably expect the exact same routes to be open, but here I go some a little bit deeper.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
So basically, he's going from front to back. He's just going from RB route to A route to B route.
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes the blocking, they also bring plays up issues sometimes with blocking, and probably this will work the least against man coverage. Although the B route is a pretty good man being play on its own, so you do have a backup option. But ultimately, this is something that it's B route, man, A route, zone. As I keep getting man coverage zone.
Here's Prescott.
Man coverage.
The ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back. Unsuccessful.
Have a good zone play and have a good man play in the same play, so as long as the block
an incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Should have good results. Pretty consistent results with this play. It's really good again.
Prescott.
Something that it's really good. That's the play you said.
And the throw going to be incomplete.
I don't see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
On is the punter, Brian Anger, to kick this one away. Back deep, Alex Erickson.
The A route's a good man beater, the drag's a good man beater, and the X route's a good man beater. Just as long
a 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10.
Success. Now, the B route or the A route, if it's a man cover 1, it's like a sack there. But you really have to watch that yellow middle zone.
The Panthers out there ready to begin their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 and 2nd down.
There's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It's only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they have to walk away from that field like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And this is going to be a Panthers 1st down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
It's a good, nice, crisp run for a 1st down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Just to show you guys what I'm looking for. Like I said,
on 1st down, this is McCaffrey, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Now here, the safety.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And they'll try the air now with Darnold.
He's a strong safety. So once he gets
that's to McCaffrey, complete. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 34-yard line.
That's going to be a good matchup for him. Using him out of the backfield, telling those linebackers, hey, you're not only going to have to try and run with him, but you're going to have to try and tackle him in the open field.
Darnold, he lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right, so if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I dropped it, but cover 3, cover 4 should have some success as well, because I'm going with random, so I'm not really sure what I'm looking at. But here it looks like we have a cover 2
These two teams all tied after one.
Back down. I don't think I accidentally hit cover 2, so we're going to switch to cover 3. It's going to be the exact same setup. The streak, the RB route, and the the A-route will have success once it gets outside of Bobby Wagner. I guess that's a superstar for you there, as he really hung him up, but it's still the same setup. So this particular play is a really easy setup for just about any defense. We'll go man.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Success with that as well, but so in the drag and so in the route. So good time. Good set there. Even against man coverage, Kosicki's still beating it. So any man, any zone, that pretty much is going to be the route. And then you also have the drag. It's going to be a very good check down.
5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
You've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
You can go to the RB route, but typically it makes more sense just to go to this route. You can also motion him out. The B route here should have some success also, but his job's really just to pull.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down.
A very good play. Against cover 3,
out of the gun. Here's
all you
Prescott.
have to do is put the B route and the A route.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Dak and the offense still out there. They are going to go for it.
They get a very easy one-foot touchdown over the top of cover 3. It's getting more successful if I move the ball over.
Now Prescott on 4th down. Open man, it's complete. Oh, some strong running. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A big play that time on the catch and run. So on 4th down, a big-time completion. The defense, they've got to be shaking their heads right now.
Not only shaking their heads, but understand that they committed one of those cardinal sins that they say they can't do at any time. They committed an eye violation, had their eyes in one place, and allowed the deep ball behind them.
And this time they were waiting for him, as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Any defenders out here, so we're going to go to the cover 2 man. Sometimes you baseline here, but yeah, sometimes you'll have both the cornerbacks will be on that side, and then you can go to the short side. But I still find it's best to run the receiver side. And I find it's best to typically motion across.
A handoff left, Elliott. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a gain of 5. And they're going to face a 3rd down.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
If it's a man coverage, though, sometimes you will get a defender to follow, but it's a really easy run play. It's not necessarily the most explosive, but it's definitely going to have consistent success. So let's go into it one more time. So this here, as long as that
the Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down.
It's still going to be a man-on-man, hat-on-hat. You can see it's a pretty good system run. We get close to 5 yards.
Prescott to throw it. Oh, not sure some linebacker there, as that's batted down and incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got on 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
But it's something that, especially with this formation, because the receiver doesn't have to travel that far, you really have a lot of consistent success, especially if, like I said, cover 3 and cover 4 is going to be best. This year looks like it might be like a
the Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard. Oh, that's a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch.
But The team's turned it over 3 times in the first half. We just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Block that running back. The X right here is the shortest takedown across.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
But ultimately, it's just a really simple read between the
give to Elliott running left.
Just to pull that coverage back.
And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
So we're getting a lot of heat here. I'm going to take that check down one more time, or at least try. We're going to do that one more time. To that running back to the flats is a good play against cover 3, cover 4. You can see there was nothing really over there. So
this is Elliott.
That's not something you want to forget about.
He is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Big play.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
Just use the crossing range. Next up, we got the field.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
This play here, pretty much a hand coverage play. It's going to shrink the air out. Running back's a decent check down, but we're really just looking for these.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time, 1-play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see when they decide to do a play call, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action.
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
On 2nd and 7, Darnold. His throw incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
This next route.
And this guy's broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position.
It definitely does.
Prescott looks to throw on 1st. And that's Elliott, complete. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. And yes, they want the points. So they will decline the penalty, no question there.
You don't think they spent a couple of seconds mulling over what the penalty?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Zerline good with a PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
There's a lot of space there. Pressure and all still got it done. You get that much playing if it's not for the pressure, but ultimately you don't have a ton of check-downs. So if you do it this way, just be
now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
Not a lot of other options here, so I just put the A-round drag.
Amir Abdullah going to take it out of the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Looks like we have the halfback inside zone. It's another play from this formation where essentially...
the Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
We'll see if they can recoup and recover. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Thus far, they've been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
On 2nd and 10, Darnold gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half.
We have the halfback stretch. It's another play where if it's overloaded to one side, you can just simply flip it.
1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. He's going to let this go. Back in the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead, should they so choose. Elliott on 1st down, going to get about 3 before he's taken down. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
This is pretty much going to be all that I
from the shotgun, it's Prescott. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make the play.
So there's 3 levels crossing. One of them will be open every single time. This space is pretty impossible for any defense to get away.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Essentially, these screen plays are just really good. Any team, they run off coverage.
Prescott from the gun.
You have your stretch play, but you can't flip.
Looking deep for Elliott. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
But ultimately, it's just a good play that can mix in to confuse your opponent. Next up, we have the TV drive.
A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
It doesn't matter. You just need somebody to pull back that safety. So it's really up to you whether you want to get rid of a short route.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with. Taking a shot here from Marshall. And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. To throw on 2nd and 10. Darnold. And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 21. And his guys have got it back in the closing stages of the 1st half. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try to get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together.
As long as you run this correctly,
following the interception, here's Prescott. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break.
Both teams making their final preparations for the second half of action. So with that, let's get you back out to Arlington, where we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Now Pollard. And he returns this to the 22.
It's cover 3, cover 4. You can try to take it outside. I find it's best to get back towards the receiver. As you know, a lot of these cover 3s do a pretty good job of covering outside right now. But if you flip back towards the inside, I find that you really get the best blocking and you typically get the edge. The outside there, I just don't find with that outside receiver, you're really going to have a lot of success. You can do any number of things to do that, though. You can motion this receiver over, and then you'll have 2 tight ends and a wide receiver, or you can motion the tight end over to the other side. Either way, you can see there's a lot of ways to get blocking advantage, but I find it's best.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
So right here we have a definitely better look.
Second half starts with a carry by Elliott. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Typically, in these jets you have a lot of success because you're getting a tight end on a cornerback a lot of the time. And that just makes it really easy, especially if you have a speed receiver. So this is something where, for whatever reason, you can see the entire line blocks down. And I'd probably just take the ride, but I'm thinking if I can get inside of that cornerback, I can have a lot of success. Doesn't really matter.
They go to Elliott again. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
Style of run plays, you can find, as you see, it's just something that we're just blowing the block. You know, I've had to read that one back, and I'm not doing that good of a job. But ultimately, you can see it.
Prescott now.
As far as results.
Open man, right side, it's Lamb. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but for where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
This play, all you really have to do is put the B route on the streak. And the Y route, you can either go drag and in routes. Where you leave it route?
Running with Elliott. And this is going to be nowhere close. Needed some inches and ended up losing yardage. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position.
It really doesn't matter. All these routes are pretty much going to perform the same. The Y route there, I have to take that because the pressure is coming a little bit.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. That is caught by Anderson. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Against cover 2, team 2, all you're going to do is get the B route up here on the street, and that will typically get the A route open over the top of it. So you have a really successful play there. It also has some success against cover 3 as well.
Shotgun snap for Darnold.
Just a good play.
Touchdown. Christian McCaffrey there to make the grab. And the Panthers are able to cut into this lead. So it takes him just 3 plays here to find the end zone. And you remember, of course, this was all set up by the defense.
Yeah, they got the stop on 4th down, so I imagine the offense said to their defense, thank you very much for this great starting field position. And like you said, 3 plays later, they're in the end zone.
And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. And the formula there on the two-point try to go 5 wide, not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that someone, if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
Ultimately, we just saw that against man coach. You saw who was open. So we're going to do that one more time. We're going to do a little extra blocking, a little stutter step route there. Once he basically gets past it.
Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down, it caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. It didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Same set. It's cover 1, cover 2, or cover 3. I'm just going to streak the B route.
On 2nd down, Elliott looks more, and he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
That was essentially the X route or the Y route typically get open. So they were just kind of got a little bit of pressure. They're not particularly safe.
So they'll come on 1st and 10 now from the 33.
So that you can essentially, just have a little bit more time because this is a formation where you don't want your quarterback to turn around because that's
Pollard going to try the right side, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
Out of this, but ultimately you're just basically playing front to back. By that, I mean, basically you're just watching the close receiver, whichever one gets open first is the one.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They'll try to throw now. Prescott.
Typically going to have a lot more success going the A-Route way, which ultimately makes it to a point where
wide open, Amari Cooper. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode. Really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
The outside, pretty much after it's past the cornerback. The RB route is going to cause that cornerback to stop and slow down and take the underneath route because that's his responsibility. But the throw is really
to throw is Prescott.
You also want to make sure that you, instead of running it,
is incomplete. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays I'm eking over in your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I want to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary here. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And that will give him a 12-point lead. So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. The time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
It's just so... there's nothing over the center.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go.
And now here is another interception. Picked up by Deshaun Wright. And they will be set up now as he Racing all the way back inside the 20. That is now 5
play. Next up, we got the sluggo seam. It's another man coverage play. Typically got to be a man cover one, but this X route here will have a lot of success. You know, basically just running right past the cover one man, or you know, cover two if they do the curl flats trick. Against cover zero, when they're on a little bit more of an island, they might be a little bit more, you know, a little bit more safe. If you have a speed advantage, you can see they still can't really keep up with it. So any coverage where there's no over-the-top safeties. Against cover two, with the curl flat setup, it'll have the same success. Just have to get some blocking. But ultimately, you know, this is something that it's not really going to matter because they're not really reacting. Now that was an under pressure throw, and I lobbed it up. But you can see he was well behind the defense, so I'm not really going to go back and do it again. So, like I said, any man coverage with the safety is never done. Next up, we got the counter weak. All you have to do here, you know, counter runs are really best when it's overloaded to the strong side, or when you have a large gap, which that's not, I mean, that's obviously a large gap, but yeah, that's the type of gap you want to work in when you're looking for a counter play, just something like that. Next up, we have the double post. It's a good man cover two play. I would say just streak the A route to try to pull the safety back, and then once the X route turns in, it's typically a easy play, as long as you, you know, basically bullet and low throw, which is LT or L2. You can have a lot of success with that. But you can see, I mean, they're pretty close, but as long as you throw it to the ground, it shouldn't be an issue. The X route should have the same success. As you can see, it's just basically, you know, it's a high percentage throw against cover two man. Next up, we got the PA deep cross. Against cover two zone, you can motion across this B route here, put the X route a streak, and you have a very good play. You can also put the A route a drag, block the running back if you want. These are all options you can do, but you don't have to. Yeah, we're definitely going to get this guy open over the top. Now, the running back, try to pull that cover two cornerback down a little bit better. So that's typically the setup. I would say, you know, 9 times out of 10, just run it like that without doing the additional change, and the running back will have that effect. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter because, like I said, it's a very good play. Typically, want to run